Eden area. We are glad you could attend, and our moderator will be shortly describing the process, ground rules, and other information of our forum. My name is Penny Peck, and I'm the current president of the Eden Area League, which includes San Leandro, San Lorenzo, Hayward, Castro Valley, Ashland, Sherryland, and Fairview. If you would like to know more about the league and information on membership, please see the table in the back. We have all our information. As many of you know, the league is nonpartisan and does not endorse candidates, although we do take positions on various topics and will offer endorsements for or against propositions on the ballot, and we do have a flyer on that back table. Special thanks to our host, the San Leandro Library, and to Emily Griego and the San Leandro Chamber of Commerce for co-sponsoring this event. At this time, please help me welcome our moderator, longtime San Leandro resident, retired teacher, and mother of Oscar winner, Catherine Serafian. This is Alice Serafian.
Be famous on my own, but I have other kids too, but yeah, that Oscar. All right, a little bit of housekeeping. Please know that there is additional seating if you choose. And a reminder that our candidates for mayor have drawn numbers for their order of speaking. And they'll have 1 minute each for an opening statement. They'll have 1 minute each to answer the questions posed, and they'll each answer the same question that's been posed. They'll have 2 minutes to make a closing statement. And a reminder that, where's the microphone?
Right here.
Oh, good. Please put that up close to your mouth, because we've heard that it's difficult to hear, even though Miss Penny here says she can project. I've got the school teacher voice going too, but what are you gonna do? All right, so we have first Mr. Benny Lee, who will open with his statement.
Thank you for electing me to office in 2012 and re-electing me in 2016. The mayor will shortly list a set of organizations and even our council as her endorsers. I'm seeking the endorsement of the people of San Leandro to be your next mayor. I don't subscribe to litmus tests that come with some of these endorsements, but I value the dialogue with these people. I value the votes of the people and your hopes and concerns. You elected me in 2012 and I was the top vote getter. In 2016, you re-elected me and I was the top vote getter then too. I moved the city forward with smart city projects and services such as public Wi-Fi, which came out in 2015. We're expanding to 9 more sites, and this is a benefit to the public. I've brought more businesses and services to town and look forward to your vote and your endorsement to be the next mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Cutter.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to talk with you tonight. I've been an elected leader in San Leandro for 20 years. I spent 12 years on the school board, 4 on the council, and then 4 as your mayor. And with that, I've been a full-time mayor. I've really worked hard to make San Leandro what it is today, and we are better off. I know that what a mayor's job is to make sure that the day-to-day operations are running smoothly, to make sure that we're adding quality of life and innovative projects to our city, and to plan for the future. And I think planning for the future is one of the most important things we can do. As a preschool director for 28 years, I know how to get to the facts and to the bottom and how to negotiate a compromise. So with that, I'm looking forward to telling you why I should be your mayor for the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer.
It's fair to ask in an election where so much great work is being done on flipping Republican seats held by reactionary diehards, why are you running against nice incumbents in a nice blue city? So I think it's important to say the current mayor, the city council, they are nice people, but they're a little too in tune with the desires of big donors and apartment associations, real estate developers, and not enough in tune with the needs of the community. But there's a lot we agree on. If these were normal times, I'd work with them, spend the next 4 years advocating for our friends and neighbors and doing what I can to support change. But I have to ask, are these normal times? You know it, I know it, they're not. Among other dangerous and daunting challenges before us, we're in the midst of a housing affordability crisis. Rent prices in San Leandro are out of control and getting worse. Working families cannot afford to stay. Our city is one of the few places left in the area that have not been completely swamped by the tsunami of development, squeezing on two fronts. Make no mistakes, it is coming, and our current council has done nothing to prepare our residents or our city. So voters have a choice. We can continue to play nice as we all watch family
Thank
after
you
family
very
be
much.
displaced,
Thank
or we
you.
can stand up to
Thank
developers
you.
and apartment associations.
Mr. Dillman.
I normally don't stick to a script. Join us for a journey to solutions. I am running for mayor of San Leandro because I am committed to our city. I'm ready to serve as mayor, and I know that I can bring balance, inspiration, and solutions. I'm a leader with vision, imagination, and the capacity to bring all sides together, the community, the council, the city staff, for the good of all. I see the infinite potential that our diverse city possesses. I know that we have the ability to succeed within the era of a global economy. We have to dream big and reach for the stars to provide solutions to the rising mountains of unfunded liabilities, safety, privacy, housing, transparency, health, hunger, and bias. We must tap the unlimited resources that lay within our imagination. Once again, I'm a balanced leader. I believe that it's time to put to practice the wisdom of the sages of the ages, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, the golden mean. And that is the balanced, centered way, where there's good for all, and all can be, there we go.
Thank you. Mr. Lee, we'll begin with you with the first question, and then we'll follow right down. Should San Leandro chop from the top by reducing compensation and/or pensions for the most highly compensated city staff?
I believe that Pepper is already addressing that issue. Of course, Pepper will take about 20 to 25 years to address that issue. If we want to attract the best talent to help move the city forward, we need to pay the employees well. We have some of the best employees in the nation that actually understand how to get things done. So, I don't support cutting just to find cheap employees.
Thank you, Ms. Cutter.
Thank you. My colleague has said something about what we have is a pension problem in San Leandro, and I think that everybody deserves a good pension. What we're doing is trying to have the employees, with the employees' cooperation, play part of the city's part of the pension. When I first came on the council, it was the city paid both the employees' part and the city's part. Now, as we're working through it, now the city pays their part and the employees paying their part, but in the last negotiations, our police are now paying 3% of the city's part. So that is something we're working for, but we have to make it a fair contract for the employees, because you don't treat people that, you treat them as you would like to be treated. Thanks.
Mr. Schaefer.
So it's fair to say we have some real issues with our budget. Would we chop from the top? I think that would be a very good, we should take a good hard look at that. We have city, obviously pensions and unfunded liabilities. Now, of course, we want to support our workers here, and they should be able to retire and live in San Leandro. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna find the money that we need? We are gonna have to look at staffing. We're gonna have to audit the budgets of the departments. I think that would be a very good place to start looking. But of course, we do want to retain talent here. Of course, we do want to be competitive, but we need to support the people at the bottom of our pay structures as well as those at the top. Thank you.
Mr. Dillman.
So I don't think just cutting someone's salary is our solution. We have a mountain of unfunded liabilities, and we need to wipe it out. We need to address it like never before. I've got an idea through bond, through property tax, or a combination of the both. The truth is that we're in this together, and we can solve the problem. A $400 million bond/property tax, or a mixture of the two, can wipe out the unfunded liabilities, can provide $250 million in our general fund, and we can start investing in business and enterprise and nonprofits and the community housing, and that one problem solved eliminates all the other stresses, and we can succeed. and we can do it together. And so I have a plan, an idea to do that. So we'll hold the line, of course. We may even want to rethink how we address future employees, holding the line now, and maybe we switch from CalPERS to a 401k. You know, there's things that we can consider together as a community to solve the problem.
Yes. Ms. Cutter, I'm going to begin with you. With all the talk of growth and building, how does San Leandro plan to deal with what appears to be prolonged drought and water shortage?
So one of the things that we've done with the drought and water shortage is we're doing a lot of resiliency. We are making sure that San Leandro is going to be prepared for both sea level rise and disaster preparedness. We have at our wastewater treatment plant now the ability to use, it's non-potable water, but it's water for watering your garden and so forth. And you can go there and it's free to community members. And that's one of the ways that we're trying to fix this. We've also have some programs where we will go into your home and do some minor repairs if you have a dripping toilet, dripping faucet and things like that. And really a lot of it is just about education and how you do things smarter with less water and making sure that our infrastructure is sound. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. The same question.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, with all the talk of growth and building, how does San Leandro plan to deal with what appears to be prolonged drought and water shortage?
Yeah, so this is related to the growth in the future, which is going to be a statewide problem that we're going to be looking for solutions from a higher level in the city. I think we're going to be, obviously we're going to have to look at what we're doing with the water that comes down. We should be looking at capturing rainwater. We should be looking at showers to flowers and building purple pipes so that we can reclaim the water and use it, especially with city maintenance areas and any landscaping the city does. We can convert to native plants. So there are a lot of solutions we can do in the short term to long term, but when we look at the population growth and trends and the amount of water that we have, it comes down to much more than just capturing rainwater. So this is a high level problem that we need to work with other cities in the region and throughout the state to address.
Thank you, Mr. Dillman.
So, one, I just heard and read that we have an ocean at the center of the earth or down below, so we've got endless water. But truly, and that was meant to be a joke, but it's serious science is what I'm being told. Secondly, we just must go back to our origin. See, San Leandro used to have wells, and a majority of the homes and properties here in town still have wells. They're just either closed up or untapped. It's time to loosen up some of the policy and possibly enable citizens to tap those wells. That would also relieve some of their water bill. I agree with all the conservation and all of those recapturing and reusing, but we have other resources that exist right under our feet. And it's time just to start thinking differently or going back to original thought of how San Leandro's founders came and started as they grew from nothing to something. So we have the resources.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
I started this discussion actually over a dozen years ago, and there's multifold strategies. Obviously, conservation is very important because 15 years ago we were using 190 million gallons daily, and now it's gone down to 130 million. So saving 60 million gallons over 15 years is a significant amount, considering that your population grew by nearly 10,000. Other efforts are the purple pipes. Those are some of the conservation efforts that we were talking about back then, where when you look at our waste treatment plants, they pump out 40 to 80 million gallons of treated wastewater out into the middle of the bay. That water is good enough to water our plants. If we offset our water usage, we can conserve a lot more water, and we need to promote purple pipes in future developments.
Thank you. I'll begin with Mr. Schaefer.